Of late, I've been looking at a new platform called KUDOS that allows me to link up information to articles and publications that I already have. I want to give a very quick overview of how I've been using it and my initial views. So it's a fairly new service for authors. What you can think about this as is a platform where you take an article you've already published, you explain a little more about it, you can enhance the article. I'll show some examples of that, and then share it in a way that you can get measurements of how many people are seeing your enhanced article, visits, views. You can share it in different ways. It's in its very early phases in many ways, and I can see a lot of potential for this platform. What I particularly like is the ability to take an existing article, and it may be historical, it could be many years old, or it could be a recent article, and associate information with it. So blog posts, commentaries, anybody who's reviewed the article and has comments about it. I'll show some examples where the science was continued by a totally independent scientist. Presentations, videos, things that you do around the article that may be of interest to people reading the original article. And even new data, data that might not have found its way into the supplementary info, you might want to associate it. This is the basic capability here where you explain about the article, you enrich the article by adding links, you share it out to social media sites and pass it around to colleagues, and then you measure the impact. The site is growkudos.com. I focused the efforts on one particular article, so I was able to register in a few minutes. I was able to claim, as far as I can tell, every one of my articles that the system could find. It was over 100 articles. It took me about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes to claim all my articles. Beautiful interface for doing so. And then from having all of those managed on my platform, on my author dashboard, I was able to add to it. So the one I've chosen to work on is a PLOS article. Two of my co-authors, Sean Akins and Joe Alekno. Sean actually led the writing of this article. This is a very, very high-profile article for us. As you can tell, even on the screen grab, we've got almost 10,000 views of this article. And it's really garnered a lot of attention and comments in the public domain, on blogs, etc. So there's a lot of information that can be connected to it. I think of it as forward citations. You never know what people are going to say about this article. And what you'd like to do is take this article and connect information back to it. We certainly can't go back and now add it into the actual article itself very easily. PLOS do give you the ability to comment. Most publishers today will not allow that, so you have no real way of connecting up information that comes later back to that article. What I would like to do is people who read this article, ultimately, to find everything that's been said about it, and I'll show you the benefits of that. On the KUDOS platform, they do work with the altmetrics capability, so the altmetrics score is available. And you can see there's been many readers on Mendeley. It has been picked up by news outlets. I judge already that the altmetric score is not perfect, because I know that it's been talked about on Facebook pages more than this. Nevertheless, none of these systems are perfect. Very hard to capture all this information, but altmetrics is still pretty good. It's got a good score of 65. What that actually means relative to many others, it's difficult to say. So we've got the original article sitting on PLOS, and here what you do is you explain your publication. So I've given it a different title, different than the original title that was there. Distilled down a much shorter review of what the article's about, and told what the significance of the publication is, what it may mean. These are fairly short descriptions that you get to add onto the actual article. Then the enrichment is quite easy. You again give it the title of the resource, you add the URL online, you choose the resource type, and you add a description. So one of the posts that created a lot of readership of the article is one by Derek Lowe in the pipeline, where he reviewed the paper. Got drug assay numbers all over the place. This was in May. What I've done here is I've linked it up. So the title is in the pipeline blog from Derek Lowe. Here's the URL. The resource type I've chosen in this case is just other, and it's a short description of the fact it's a blog post. And what happens is you start to develop a list of enriched resources that are connected to that article. So in this case, I've already listed 3 blog posts that are associated with it. One by Sean, one by myself, one by Derek Lowe. In putting together the short presentation, I found that somebody had actually done some great work. They'd written a whole set of code analysis that was all published on GitHub, all available, full analysis in terms of looking at the potential errors that could occur because of the delivery of the solution via the different dispensing processes. So what we were doing here, we was looking at the impact of pipette tip delivery versus acoustic dispensing. And in this case, this gentleman did modeling of the experiment, full mathematical modeling, and put all the code up. Very interesting piece of work. I had no idea it had been done until I found it while just doing basic search online. And what I would definitely want to do is make sure that anyone reading the publication would be aware of this work. So same thing, I've added the title, the URL, a little project. The gentleman's name is John Kadira from Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. I've linked it up, and what we see here is a real set of enriched resources on the right hand side. You see the very basic title and a description, which was all entered. Very simple, very intuitive. A little time consuming, I would admit, for me to find all the resources, but that's not an issue with KUDOS. That's me choosing which ones I want to link up. Then I can share it. In this case, I want to send information of the fact that I've created this KUDOS page for this article. So I want to send this to 2 different people. It issues me a shortened URL, and I can send it off. I exposed this via Twitter and Facebook out to my followers, and within 15 hours of publishing this, I'd already had 80 KUDOS views. Now here we are 3 days later, and I've already crossed 200 KUDOS views. So yes, I have a good following in the different platforms, which is helping to drive the KUDOS views, but it is still quite a significant views that people are getting on this platform. Will that happen across every one of the articles I enhance? I don't know. We will see. Once everything is completed, then this is how it looks in the dashboard, and I would say the early results are very positive. What I really like about this is now some of my best science from earlier in my career that is not as visible, that are not open access articles, etc. I would like to reinvigorate that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to breathe some fresh life into my historical articles. I'm going to bring them back. I'm going to put them on KUDOS. I'm going to mark up what the relevance of the work is, and then I'm going to look at all the comments that were made about them, some of the follow-up work I've done. So I will report on that shortly.